What's up, Spotlight Nation? Get ready for a high-octane news dump that's going to blow your mind. First up, we're heading to the afterlife with the cast of Eternity and asking the ultimate question. Who would Miles Teller, Callum Turner, Elizabeth Olsen, and Davin Joy Randolph spend forever with? This movie dives deep into choices made in the afterlife, and we've got all the juicy details. But that's not all. We're taking a closer look at Elizabeth Olsen navigating a post-mortem love triangle in the pensive and charming A24 comedy, Eternity. Get ready for a review that breaks down the romantic comedy's unique take on life, death, and second chances. And the headlines keep coming. We're investigating the WestJet flight that skidded onto a St. Martin tarmac and hearing directly from travelers about their concerns. Plus, we're shining a spotlight on the largest lineup of Indigenous films ever screened at TIFF, showcasing authentic stories from Indigenous filmmakers. Finally, we're circling back to Eternity with another look at Miles Teller, Elizabeth Olsen, and Callum Turner stuck in a hysterical, poignant, otherworldly threesome. We'll unpack the film's hilarious and touching exploration of regret and destiny. Stick with us for all the details, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Who would the Eternity cast spend forever with? This question dives into the heart of the new film Eternity, which imagines the afterlife as a place where choices about eternity are made. Starring Miles Teller, Callum Turner, Elizabeth Olsen, and Davin Joy Randolph, the movie centers on Olsen's character, who finds herself in a unique predicament. She must choose between two husbands to spend her eternity with. The film explores themes of love, regret, and the ultimate choices we make. With its star-studded cast and intriguing premise set in the hereafter, Eternity promises a thought-provoking and emotional journey for audiences. Fans and critics are already buzzing about the film's unique concept and the performances of its lead actors, with many anticipating a deep dive into the complexities of eternal relationships and the decisions that define them. But what happens when a love triangle spans across lifetimes? We'll explore Elizabeth Olsen's post-mortem romantic dilemma next. Get ready for a review that's as pensive as it is charming. Eternity Review. Elizabeth Olsen navigates a post-mortem love triangle in pensive, charming A24 comedy. Inspired by Albert Brooks' 1991 classic, Defending Your Life, the new film Eternity puts a romantic spin on the bureaucratic afterlife. Directed by David Frayne, the story begins with Larry Miles Teller arriving in a limbo resembling a train depot after his death. Here, he's presented with various options for how to spend eternity, from a beach day to a libertine's paradise. Things get complicated when his wife, Joan Elizabeth Olsen, also dies and is reunited with Larry. However, Joan's first husband, Luke Callum Turner, a dashing war pilot, is also waiting for her. Luke has been patiently waiting for Joan since his death in the Korean War, working at a bar in this afterlife way station. This sets up a central conflict. Joan must choose between her 65-year marriage to Larry and the passionate first love she lost with Luke. The film cleverly mines its premise for both comedy and sentiment, posing the question, is a long, comfortable marriage enough, or does the allure of first love hold more power? Olsen portrays Joan's indecision with relatable charm, while Turner and Teller convincingly present their characters' appeals. Davin Joy Randolph and John Early offer sprightly support as consultants guiding the departed. Despite some repetition in Joan's agonizing, the film's lively imagination and high stakes keep viewers engaged. It's a sweet, clever film that balances the practical with the irrational in matters of the heart. Next, we're shifting gears from the afterlife to the skies as we investigate a concerning aircraft incident. Stay tuned for details on the WestJet flight investigation. Live streaming, Yazidi family faces deportation risk, WestJet flight under investigation, Indigenous films shine at TIFF. A Yazidi family in Winnipeg is in a desperate situation, facing the imminent risk of deportation for loved ones stuck in Turkey. After a nearly 5-year wait for Canadian visas, the family's relatives are now at risk of being sent back in the coming weeks, a situation that highlights the urgent need for immigration solutions. Meanwhile, the Transportation Safety Board is launching an investigation into a WestJet flight that skidded onto the tarmac in St. Martin over the weekend. This incident has understandably raised concerns among travelers, prompting discussions about aircraft safety and recent occurrences in the news. On a more celebratory note, the Toronto International Film Festival is making history with its largest-ever lineup of Indigenous films. From captivating documentaries to compelling scripted narratives, Indigenous filmmakers are bringing their authentic stories to the forefront, offering a rich and diverse cinematic experience. These stories highlight critical issues, but our next report brings you back to the silver screen for another look at a film that's capturing hearts and minds. We're diving deeper into the romantic comedy, Eternity, with Miles Teller, Elizabeth Olsen, and Callum Turner. Eternity Review. Miles Teller, Elizabeth Olsen, and Callum Turner are stuck in a hysterical, poignant, otherworldly threesome. Imagine dying and finding yourself in a limbo that looks like a convention center, complete with trade show booths offering different ways to spend eternity. This is the surreal and compelling premise of Eternity, directed by David Frayne and written by Pat Cunning. The film centers on Larry and Joan, a couple who enjoyed a 65-year marriage. Larry dies unexpectedly, only to be guided by his afterlife coordinator, Anna Davin-Joy Randolph, through various eternal options. Joan Elizabeth Olsen soon follows Larry to the afterlife, but her arrival complicates everything. She is reunited with Larry, but also confronted by her first love, Luke Callum Turner, a charismatic war pilot who died young. Now, Joan is faced with an extraordinary dilemma. Choose between the enduring comfort of her long marriage to Larry or the passionate, lost love of her youth with Luke. The film masterfully balances humor and poignancy as Joan grapples with this decision. The cast delivers outstanding performances, with Olsen perfectly capturing Joan's ambivalence, Turner exuding youthful charm, and Teller providing a grounded counterpoint. Davin-Joy Randolph and John early shine as afterlife consultants, injecting much-needed comic relief and steering the narrative. The film's inventive world-building, featuring exhibits like Celebrity Land and Paris Land, adds to its unique appeal. Eternity explores themes of regret, destiny, and the choices that shape our lives, making for a chaotic yet intoxicating viewing experience that is both hilarious and deeply touching. That's a wrap on our movie spotlight, but the news doesn't stop here. Don't go anywhere, we've got a quick recap and your full call to action coming up. And that's a wrap on today's News Blast. We explored the afterlife choices in Eternity with Miles Teller and Elizabeth Olsen, dove into a pensive post-mortem love triangle, investigated a WestJet flight incident, and celebrated the incredible Indigenous film lineup at TIFF. Did you catch all the headlines? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed this update, subscribe to Tom's Spotlight for more breaking news and deep dives, and hit that notification bell so you're the first to know when we drop new videos. Follow us on all social media platforms for more exclusive content. We'll see you in the next one.